I'm Fukumoto from Nagaoka University of Technology, Japan. I'd like to talk about this title, 3D Direct Numerical Simulation of Seepage Flow in a Soil Matrix, Comparison with a Model Experiment using the method of LBM-DEM. Our research group is now working on the development of direct numerical simulation model of soil particles and seepage flow. We will describe the outline of the numerical model. For seepage flow, we employ the lattice-Boltzmann method, LBM, and for soil particles, we employ the DEM, discrete element method. These methods are combined, and we are investigating coupled LBM-DEM model. What you see here are examples of our applications. These are concentrated peak erosion in 2D and 3D, and seepage failure problem such as boiling in 3D. However, here is the problem. The information on seepage flow at the pore scale of soil particles obtained from such a numerical analysis is correct or not. So I think it is important to develop the method of validation and verification for fluid particle model. One way to verify the validity of such numerical analysis methods is to compare with some empirical equations. These empirical expressions are based on macroscopic seepage behavior. In other words, there are no empirical or theoretical equations to predict the velocity of seepage flow at the pore scale of soil particles. There are several studies on the observations of pore scale seepage flow of soil particles using X-ray, CT, and MRI. High precision observation is possible by using X-ray, CT, or MRI, but it is difficult to acquire images in a short time interval. In this study, we employ the method of the RIMS. RIMS is refractive index matching scanning. RIMS is a method to visualize the interior of a solid and a liquid by matching their refractive indices. As shown in the below figures, the refractive indices of solids and liquids are approximately the same, so making them transparent. In this experiment, we choose the combination of acrylic beads for soil particles and a silicon oil for fruits. Spherical shape is selected to make it easier to compare with numerical analysis. Now we will describe the procedure of the model experiment. The average particle size of the acrylic beads is about 8 millimeter in diameter. Other conditions are listed in the right table. To obtain the information of seepage flow, the behavior of fluorescent tracer particles suspended in the silicon oil is photographed with a high-speed camera on a cross-section of the green laser sheet through an optical filter. After that, the distribution of the 2D flow velocities is obtained by applying an image analysis based on the PIV method to the series of black and white images. This is a result of the PIV-based image analysis. The left figure shows the black and white image through the optical filter. In this figure, Y direction means horizontal direction and Z direction means vertical direction. The right figure shows velocity distribution obtained by the PIV analysis. Now we will investigate the distribution of pore flow velocity. These are PDF probability density function of the flow velocity of the magnitude of the flow velocity in the y and z direction. From the PDF of horizontal direction, we can see that the distribution has a peak of frequency at from 0 to 1, which is smaller than the average flow velocity. In addition, the flow velocity, which is about 9 times larger than the average flow velocity, is measured. On the other hand, in the vertical direction of seepage flow, the PDF is a symmetrical shape of distribution with a peak of frequency at near 0. In addition, a coupled LBM-DEM simulation is also conducted in this study. The details of the numerical condition is listed in the below. In particular, the average particle size of the soil particles is about 8 millimeter. The analysis area was such dimensions, whose sizes are corresponding to the size of the experimental device. So the numerical conditions are almost corresponding to the experimental condition. These pictures shows the correspondence between numerical analysis and model experiment. From the left, overall view, cross-sectional view, and velocity distribution. Now we make a comparison between numerical result and the model experiment. In the y direction, in the horizontal direction, we can see that both of result has a peak of frequency at from 0 to 1, and has the maximum flow velocity, which is about 8 times larger than the average flow velocities. I think this is a point of agreement between model experiments and the numerical analysis. However, in Z direction, in the vertical direction, in the numerical results, the magnitude of the peak frequency at 0 is larger than that of model experiments. So this is a point of disagreement between these results. I would like to summarize my talk. In the present report, the numerical analysis based on the coupled LBM-DEM was performed in a condition close to the model experiment using the technique of the RIMS. The numerical results were found to be a qualitative agreement with the experimental results in terms of the distribution of the flow velocities. However, there are still a lot of points which are not consistent with each other. From the obtained results, it is thought that the RIMS experiment can contribute to improve the validity and the accuracy of the direct numerical simulation model, such as LBM-DEM model of the seepage flow. Thank you. That's all my presentation.